Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. It might be a little bit long, so maybe not just a straight plank or coming out of plank or alternating plank, or of course you can always just go for a walk. The sun is still out and it's beautiful, or march in place or take some deep breaths. But let's get the clock going so that we know just how long this lasts. All right, here we go. So I don't know if you'd agree, but I find that as an adult, so many things that I have to do twice. Like something happens or gets done wrong, or something always causes me to have to do things twice. So this story shouldn't have come as a surprise, but basically I need to renew my license. And I got a note in the mail that I'd been selected to try the DMV's new online process. And I was like, well, that would be great. Except October of this year is supposedly when we're all going to need stars on our licenses. Now that's been bumped year after year, and I presumed it would get bumped again, but so far it hasn't. And I don't want to pay for my license now, only to in October have to get a star on my license to fly domestically, in my hopes that I'll be flying domestically sooner rather than later. So I decide I can't do the online option. I'm going to go to the DMV, and I read through what you are required to have a gazillion times. And it's my fault that I got it wrong, but I did. But I don't know that yet. Make an appointment at the DMV, wait in line, get my turn, go up, hand them everything. Now, I've brought extra stuff. So I brought like 5 pieces of mail. I brought my passport, my license, my birth certificate, my baptismal certificate, and I hand them everything, and they look through it all, and they're like, there's no social security card, which I knew I didn't have, but for some reason I thought passport and birth certificate covered that. They did not. Those are all in the same category. And so she says, you know, like if you have a W-2, that'll work for your social security card. And I said, well, I'm self-employed, so I never get a W-2. And she was like, then you can't get a star. So I come home and I'm a little like frustrated by the whole thing. And I'm like, I don't get why my passport isn't enough for that. I can fly with a passport, but I can't get the star license with a passport. And I go online and I look at everything again, and I realize, okay, like you can have one category is social security card, which I can't find. W-2, which I'm never going to have, 1099. So I go through all my 1099s, most of which are made out to Personal Euphoria. And I find like 2 made out to Margaret Downey. Great. And I'm like, now I can do this again. So I make another appointment and I take everything again. Passport, license, birth certificate, baptismal certificate, 5 pieces of mail, both 1099s, some of the 1099s for Personal Euphoria, just so I have all my bases covered. And I go down there, wait in line, have my temperature checked, wait in line number. It's like the Rhine line at the DMV now. And finally get my number called up, and I go up, and the guy's looking through everything, and I pass him the 1099s, and he looks at it and he's like, oh, are these the last 4 digits of your social? And I'm like, yes. He's like, but you see the rest are blocked out, so, you know, this isn't gonna work for a 1099. It's proof of your social security number. He's like, 1099s will never work. They block them all out. And I'm like, well, then I don't even know why it's an option on there. And now I'm frustrated, but like, it's not this guy's fault. I do ask him, how come my passport's not enough? He's like, why do you even need this star? Just fly with your passport. And I just think I don't want to have to do that. I never like having to fly with my passport. You're always paranoid about losing your passport. So I come home and I'm like, I'm going to have to get a new social security card. I bet that's difficult. Go online. It is so insanely easy that I checked about 10 times to make sure I wasn't on some spam site giving all my information to someone else. Because as hard as it is to get a star on your license, it's really easy, knock on wood because I don't have it yet, to replace your social security card. But what's funny is when you try to do it, it pops up like, do you really need to do this? It's so rare for anyone to ever need to see your social security card. As long as you've memorized your number, you're mostly good. And I was like, no, in fact, not social security, but basically the same organization is forcing me to have my social security card right now. So moral of the story is that at 4 minutes, hopefully I'll get the card. I'll be able to get my star. Luckily, we have till the end of the year to renew licenses because of COVID, so I have a little extra time. And luckily, I only live a half a mile from the DMV. So I'll be back for appointment number 3, unless I try AAA, which might be the wise thing to do next time. I hear they're a little bit more lax. I don't know. Have a great day, guys, and keep moving.